Hello friends and welcome back. So if you are a AWS cloud beginner or you are just trying to start your cloud journey specifically in the AWS, or maybe you have been working in the cloud already, okay, but you have some kind of a doubts on the regions, VPC, availability zones in the cloud, okay, then this specifically session is for you because in just couple of minutes I will clear all of your doubts, okay. I will try to explain in a very simple way what is regions, VPC and availability zones in the AWS cloud. Okay, and in fact, if you have a good understanding of all these concepts, the same concepts is there with each and every cloud service provider. They may refer these terms differently. For example, in AWS, we are saying VPC. If you are go to some different clouds, it may say VNC or maybe some different terms. Okay, here we have the availability zones. Someone may be referring as the availability domains. Okay, but concept will be same, only the technical terms or technical names will be different. So that means the understanding that you are going to get it here will be applicable for each and every cloud service providers. Okay, so now let us start with an understanding of regions, VPC and the availability zones. Right. So let us first start with the traditional data center. For example, for your organization, they have their own traditional on-premise data center, right? So what is the meaning of traditional on-premise data center? Your organization has your own building. Okay, so this building may be owned by your organization or they may have taken on rental basis. Okay, or maybe they have opted for some third-party cloud service data centers. Okay, but the complete ownership of this data center is with your organization, right? That means the complete end-to-end ownership is with the or your organization. They know where is my building, cloud data center building. They can go in the data center anytime. They can go in and out. They can implement lot of physical securities in the data center. And inside the data centers, your organization employees are working, right? The complete infrastructure, hardware, software is owned by you. That means your organization has complete end-to-end control on the data center and all the resources that is there inside the data center, right? That means your organization has complete confidence that okay, this complete building or a particular room is owned by me, all the resources are owned by me. That is the complete end-to-end security is implemented there properly, right? Now if I come to the cloud, now suppose that we are on the cloud. For example, this is an AWS cloud, which is also called the cloud service provider. Okay, so now in the cloud, you are not only the client. There are n number of clients are there in the AWS. Okay, there may be an org one, or you can say company one, company two, company three, company four, company five, company six, and in fact, not about the company. Individuals are also there. Multi small business, micro business, or maybe the individuals creating the account for learning purpose. So there would be n number of stakeholders inside a single cloud data center, right? Then how the resources of each and every client, organization, learners going to be isolated from each other? They have to be isolated from each other, right? Your one organization should not enter the other organization account, right? So that means you need a tight isolation between each and every customer in the cloud data center. It is similar to your own private data center. In your own private data center, you are completely owning everything, right? You have your own network, resources, and everything. You have a good confidence. But when you are going to cloud, and you are saying that okay, I am going in a cloud data center and I have my resources within the cloud, then how you get a confidence that your resources going to be owned by you only and it is secured as it is in your cloud data center, on-premise data center? How it is going to be secure? How it is going to be isolated from the other customers? Those are also have the account or the data or the machines or the infrastructure in the same cloud service providers data center. How it is going to be segregated? These kind of a segregation we do with the help of VPC, which is called the virtual private cloud, VPC, virtual private cloud. So this virtual private cloud is a kind of a logical security of your infrastructure resources in the cloud. Okay, just like your own premise data center. So this VPC give you a secure boundary of your resources so that no one can enter in your VPC without your permission. Similarly, no one can enter your data center without your permission. So when you create the VPC here in the cloud, no one can enter in the VPC until and unless you are intentionally going to allow them with the help of certain configurations. This is the simple explanation and meaning of VPC. So that means whenever you are working in the cloud, for example, AWS, you create your AWS account, you log into the AWS account. Before creating any of the resources in your cloud account, what is the very first thing that you need to create? You need to create the VPC, your virtual private cloud. And once your virtual private cloud is ready, inside that you can start creating your different resources, because now you have a secure on-premise data center like security VPC. You have a secure boundary and you can configure your all the resources inside the boundaries. Okay, so now configuration of a VPC, what are the inputs are required for the configuration VPC? That's something different thing that I will explain in some other session. Okay, and if you wanted to join a complete comprehensive course, then you can join our course in Udemy. Okay, where we have this explained every concept in details with the executions, and during executions step by explaining. Okay, if you go through that course, then you will understand complete AWS within a couple of hours. Okay, just like a professional. Okay, so now this is the VPC. When we create the VPC, now what is availability zones and regions? So now I will come to regions and availability zones. Okay, so let me explain it again in a simple way. So let me go to the new page. Okay, so now we know that every cloud service provider has the multiple data centers across the world. Okay, so now I am going to consider this as the world. This is our complete world. Okay, so now in the world, we have different countries, and the cloud service providers has the data centers in every country, right? So this when I say world, and in the world we have different countries. Okay, so this is basically referring as a geography. That means that every cloud service provider has the data centers scattered across the multiple geography, right? And now what we have in the each and every country. For example, let us say take the example of USA. There is a country USA. So AWS has data center in the multiple locations the USA. Similarly, let me come to India. Okay. So in India, again, AWS has the data centers in the multiple places, right? So this is our country. This is our country, right? So this country referred as the region. This referred as the region. Okay. Now, in each and country, we have the different data centers in the different states or cities. Okay. USA is the country. India is the country which is referred as the region. Okay. Now suppose that in USA, okay, the AWS has three data centers. Or before data center, let us come to cities. Okay. So let me come to one city, Ohio. So in USA we have a state called Ohio. Correct. Similarly, when I come to India, in India, let's take the example of Mumbai. Right. And in each state, okay, let me say it as a state. Okay. And each state, okay, or it could refer as a city, or each state or in each city, you will have the multiple data centers for the high availability. That means in the Ohio, you will have data center 1, data center 2, data center 3. Similarly, in the Mumbai, the AWS has data center 1, data center 2, and data center 3. So I am taking 3 as an example because this data center has a different count in the different cities. Okay, that we can see in the AWS website as well. We go to AWS website and we can see the different regions and then how many data centers are there. Okay, so I'm just explaining you with the help of some rough figures like 3 data center, 2 data center like this one. Okay, so I'm taking the 3 data centers. So in Mumbai, there would be a 3 data center of the AWS. In Ohio, you have a 3 data center. Why 3 data center? This is for the high availability because this is in the same city. in case of any disaster in the city, or maybe in case of disaster in any of the one of the data center, your resources or applications will be application applicable from the data centers, right, for the high availability, load balancing and failover, right. So that's the reason when we create the EC2 instance, like you are creating a virtual machines or multiple virtual machines in your account, okay, it asks you to select the different availability zones. So now what is the meaning of availability zones? These data centers are referred as availability zones. So that means in Ohio, you will have 3 availability zones. So if I'm saying 3 availability zones, that means you have a 3 data center here. I am saying in Mumbai, I have 3 data centers, or I can say in Mumbai, I have 3 availability zones. 3 availability zones means I have 3 data center in a particular region. Okay. So this is the concept of your region and then availability zones. Okay. So now similarly, in a particular region, okay, we have different cities. Like in USA, we have Ohio. Like suppose we have a different city, Virginia, right? Similarly, in India, we have Hyderabad. Hyderabad. In Hyderabad, we again have the 3 data centers, DC1, DC2, DC3. Okay. So now here, when I say country, and inside the country, we have the different state or cities where we have the multiple data centers. All these data centers are referred as the available. And on top of your availability zones, we have the city and the corresponding country. Okay. So this corresponding country and the specific city or state inside the your particular country are referred as a region. Okay. So now if I say that I have a data center, okay, in my Mumbai region. So that means if I'm talking about the data center, that means I am talking about the availability zone. Okay. So in Mumbai, we have a 3 availability zones. That means we have a 3 data centers. When I'm talking about the region in which, so whenever we create the cloud resources, what I said, first we create the VPC, right? But when you create the VPC, before that you have to select the region, in which region you want to create the resources. If I am in India, I may opt for the India-based data centers. If you are in the USA, then based on your city or a state, you may select for the California, you may select for the Virginia, you may select for the Ohio, okay, which is nearest to you. So that you will get a good performance because the data center will be nearest to you. So you will have a good bandwidth and you will have a good performance of your application, right? So we select the first we select the region, in which region we are going to create the resources. Then we create the resources, and when we create the resources, we have to select the availability zone. So as I said, when you are creating, suppose you are creating 3 virtual machines. Okay, so if you are creating 3 virtual machines in the Ohio, during creation of virtual machines, okay, so what you will do, if there are 3 data centers in the Ohio, that means 3 availability zones. So first virtual machine will be in the first data center, second virtual machine in the second data center, third virtual machine will be in the third data center or third availability zone. So this way we configure. Now if I show you it on my cloud console, okay, so let me go to my cloud console here. Okay, so this is my cloud console of AWS. So here you can see, very first thing here you can see, this is the region. You can click here and it will show you the region. So you can say United States, the corresponding cities or state, okay, and there would be a corresponding code of each and every region. So here you have North Virginia, there is a state code for that. It is a Mumbai region, there is a code for that. This code has a very importance because we have to specify this code at multiple places when we work in the scripts or automations. Okay, so you have to select in which region you want to create the resources first, and once you select, for example, if I select the Tokyo, okay, so now because I have selected the region as Tokyo, so that means whatever the resources that I'm going to configure will be created inside my Tokyo region. That means Tokyo data center, which is having the code AP Northeast -1, right? So hope now the VPC regions and availability zone concepts are clear to you. And if you're satisfied, or if it is clear to you, you can give us that your feedback in the comments as well. If you have any doubt, then again you can write in the comment, If you have further any questions, you need any kind of a feedback, then you can reach us always anytime on the ID digitalk.fmw@gmail.com. I'm repeating again, digitalk.fmw@gmail.com. You can write email anytime to get any kind of a feedback, to get clarity on any kind of a doubt. We will try to respond as soon as possible.